are was made to serve.
When we come down now, we can say this. Them people, when we come back to Earth, as the X-Men, Marvel comic, DC comic men, the Thanoses and the Kal-Els and so forth, when we come back down with superhuman, extraterrestrial, celestial bodies, they may attempt to fight us like we're aliens. And we're going to kick much ass, and we're going to have fun kicking their ass. I'm talking about the people around the world. That's what it's meant by the saints of the Most High, the Israelites, starting with the men, will take the kingdom.
But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever.
Alright, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai, Hashem Kodash, the learners to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who taught us the truth and do real well. Salutation to the sincere Aki preaching the truth to the four corners of the earth in sincerity. To the brother Yakal coming to another lesson. Lord's will and be edifying tree spirit. As the title reads, ain't no talking when he arrives. And when we say he, talking about Yahushai. Ain't no talking. Because the saints of the Lord doing all the talking right now. The prophets on the highways, on the byways, screaming to the top of their lungs, don't sin, don't commit adultery, don't covet your neighbor's wife, you know, all these other stuff, and they just not hearing, right? Because really and truly, as the scripture say, the law is slack. Let's see if I get that real quick. I'll start off with that. Right, and then we can get into the good stuff. Right. This is Habakkuk 1 and verse 4, and it reads, therefore the law is slacked, and judgment doeth never go forth. What does it mean by judgment doeth never go forth? The law of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is slack upon the earth, right? Because the righteous is not in authority, where righteous judgment could go forth, right? Where you commit adultery, a woman being stoned to death, a man will be beheaded, you know. Where the Sabbath, you must keep the Sabbath day holy, you know. A lot of laws, the regulations, things what the Lord told us to do, and if it didn't happen, this would be the penalty, right? Instead of that, the Lord is just pouring out judgment because they know not the Lord and they continue to commit their sin, and the sin is heaping upon sin, right? So the law is slack, and the law being slack in this place, you know, people not really taking heed to the prophets. They pass us straight on the highways, they scoff, they mock, they come with it, they wear what doctrine, but really and truly, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is not doing any talking when he returns. Likewise, the men of the Lord, when they transform from, when I should say transfigurate from mortal to immortal. You understand? From being in a feeble state where we could just speak to them, right? And then in a powerful state where now they have no choice but to yield to the authority. You understand? They have no choice but to listen to what the men of the Lord is saying and to bend to the will. Because everyone, every kingdom and everybody gonna be treading on the Yahushai foot. So we'll get into some precepts. You know, one time, I believe that was quoted in Jeremiah 16. Let me get that, Jeremiah 16 and verse 16. And it reads, behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Lord, and they shall fish them. So what we're doing right now is fishing them. Fishing for the elect. Out on the highways, preaching, heralding the kingdom of heaven is coming. Yahushua is coming. Farming is coming. All these things is coming because before the Lord really make his great return and destroy them, a lot of things going to be taking place. Plagues, pestilence, cannibalism, a lot of things would be taking place, and you would beg and cry because you do have the Lord with you. But the Lord said, my servant shall eat. My servants, his servants going to be protected. His servants going to be safe in that time. Right? But they without the Lord and without our guidance, they're going to be treading on that foot. Right? But when Yahushai come, that's a real treading on that foot. So I'm going to continue. And they shall fish them. And after will I send for many hunters, And they shall hunt them because the fish is going to turn into hunters. And we're going to hunt them, right? We continue. From every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks, which is their bunkers. We're going to hunt them. Their kings. The scripture says to bind their kings, right? And their nobles. That's what we're going to do. Bind them. Put them in chains. Slavery. You understand? And we're going to be slaughtering as well too. Right? And that's like the video we saw earlier on. Ain't no more talking. Lord is coming to destroy, to kill. You understand? Read Lord. See, let me see if I get that real quick. Plead. Lord said, plead with all flesh. Just to bring it out real quick. So like, yeah. And let's plead with all flesh or plead with. Let me see. Right, Isaiah 66 and verse 16, and it reads, for by fire and with his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. Because he's coming to kill. You didn't want to hear. You had enough time to hear. You had enough time to take heed. You know? Started with myself on down. We all had enough time to take heed. Now we get overtaken by the plague and pestilence. Now it's because he was taking the Lord for granted. We had enough time to check ourselves. Balance our scale. You understand? And with that balancing comes a lot of humility. You understand? Where you have to humble yourself towards a lot of things. You know, I myself will be put in a position where I have to humble myself before certain brethren and certain things that they say. And really take it into consideration. Because when the Lord time to act, right? Really like Psalms. I don't know if it's 119 or I can't remember the Psalm right now, but I'll search for it. Right? Where it says time to do. It's time for the Lord to work. Because really and truly, they don't want to hear. And that is something I was going to finish my sentence by saying that it's time for us to focus. It was always time for you to focus from the time you come into the truth. But now, even more. As we head into the end. As you see angels, literal angels visiting the earth. A lot of people not seeing it and noticing it, but angels visiting the earth. What the Lord say? He will begin to visit the earth which he made. And I don't want to butcher that scripture. So there's two precepts to bring out. The one that he say he will visit the earth and the three precepts that I just quoted. It's time to work, right? See if I get that precept. I believe it's Psalms. Psalms 119, Yapa, and 126, and it reads, it is time for thee, Lord, to work, for they have made void thy law. So this connects with the law is being slacked. Because you know it's to make something void. You know, it's good. It sounds like to avoid, but the word void really goes into the word empty, right? But they made void the Lord's law. They did pay no attention to it. They avoided it as much as possible. They avoided the prophets. They avoided the warning. You understand? They avoided the talk, the conversation. They avoided even, we should just say, my people don't even consider. They've avoided even considering. To think about itself, that is what they're avoiding. They don't even want to think about it for because it will bother them. It will cut them in the spirit. And it will make them get vexed. Yeah. Right? So, next precept I wanted to bring out was talking about where the Lord said, just slipped my mind, but I was just mentioning it where it was talking about this one was time to work, right? Because they made void thy law, and the other one I said I didn't want to butcher. See if I get that real quick. Just bear with me here. I'm not seeing it here right now, but I know it says visit the earth. Just bear with me here. After read the second is just 60 and 18 is basically the same thing. But the precept what they're looking for is a nail on the head. The second is just 6 and 18 and it said, behold the days come that I will begin to draw nigh and to visit them that dwell upon the earth. Don't get that precept. I don't want to butcher it. And it slipped my mind at the moment. Right? Visit. Yeah. Just bear with me. Second is just 9 and 2. Right? Right, I read from 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which we see pass, we see a lot of signs pass, you know, sedition among men, rumors of wars, a lot of things taking place, the MOTB on the horizon, parts of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. And it is happening. The Lord is visiting the world in which he made. Angels on the scene. Right? Not 1, 2, or 3 times, but angels constantly visiting now. Right? And we know that what the Lord said before the terrible day, what he's gonna do, he's gonna send back the archangel Michael. Right? I believe that is let me see if I get that. That is 12. Bear with me. That is. Oh, just bear with me here. Right, Daniel 12 and 1, it says, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. Because the Lord going to have to send back Michael. It's going to be so dread on the face of the earth that the Lord had to send the archangel Michael, which is powerful among the other angels. Right? And there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation. Even to that same time, at that time thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book. Right? But that is the ones them that take heed to the word. So what's going to happen now to the ones that does not take heed to the word? Right? And does not obey Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. What did the Lord say? Because we're going back into I believe is I'll go Jeremiah 16. You see? Jeremiah 16. Just to prove our point. Right, Jeremiah 16 and 17. For my eyes are upon all their ways, and they are not hid from my face, neither is their iniquity hid from mine. Right? Verse 18. And first I will recompense their iniquity and their sin double, because they have defiled my land. They have filled my inheritance with the carcasses, which is dead bodies, of their detestable and abominable things, idols, you know. So a lot of different things, right? And I'll pause here and jump straight into Isaiah, the 42nd chapter, and start from verse 1. Right, so here the Lord speaking here. Behold, my servant whom I uphold, mine elect in whom my soul delighteth. I have put my spirit upon him. He shall bring forth judgment to the Gentiles. Who is that speaking about? When it says he, it's talking about Yahushai. Because the time when he came, he didn't come arguing and be making a scene. I believe I could get that in. I believe it's in the same precept, right? Yeah, because it's going on with it, right? Can. So he didn't come arguing. He didn't come making a scene. Scripture say that he came in fashion of men. Therefore, he came humble. He humbled himself. He humbled himself. He didn't come in all. Yeah, yes, Yahweh had power, but he didn't come here looking for that fame. He came humble, right? Preaching the kingdom of heaven. Even told Peter, now is not the time for that. When he drew his sword, right? Because Yahweh knew that the time to come where it says that the day of doom is in his mind. The scripture didn't say it exactly like that, but I'll bring it out for edification's sake. But he did say that it is in his mind. It's not the time for that. It wasn't the time for that. Where the scripture said there's a time and a place for everything under heaven. It wasn't that time. But we're coming into that time. Right? Where the grace period is over. Jacob's trouble, Esau coming out with great wrath, we heading into them times. And after those times, we heading into time where Yahweh Shai is going to burst the sky and bring judgment. Right? So it says, he shall bring forth judgment to the Gentiles. Verse 2, he shall not cry, nor lift up, nor cause his voice to be heard in the streets. Right? Because he didn't come for fame. You understand? He didn't come for fame. He didn't come to be this great Yahweh Shai. That's why when they want to make him king, he fled. You understand? He just left. Right? Verse 3. A bruised reed shall he not break, and the smoking flax shall he not quench. He shall bring forth judgment unto truth. Right? So the bruised reed going back to the elect. Right? He shall he not break, and the smoking flax go back to them that should be destroyed. Right? Verse 4. He shall not fail nor be discouraged till he have set judgment in the earth, and the isles shall wait for his law. So, you see, when Yahweh Shai accomplished everything, he said what? It is finished. You understand? Because he did what he was supposed to do until that time where it accomplished. Now it is finished, and he did what he was supposed to do. Right? Just like we not attacking anybody and beating them now, and as the scripture say, we're gonna beat with our rod of iron, we're gonna beat them and we're gonna enslave them and put them in chains. That is not our thing right now. We are to be humble and meek, as the scripture says, the meek shall inherit the earth. You understand? And when our bodies are changed, that is when it's an entirely different story. That is when we become hunters. You understand? That's when we could hunt them. That's when we could fly and punch through a wall. Punch a man here to next year. Inside joke. We could do things spiritually and much more for Yahweh Shai when he returns. As the scripture says, who is that coming from Edom with the dyed garments from Bozrah? Because he's going to be bloody. You understand? His garment's going to be bloody. Right? So he is coming back real. Where scripture said, I shall not meet thee as a man. Let's see if I get that one. Isaiah or Matthew. Isaiah 47:3. I reads, thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. Right? Going back into the Edomites. Right? America, predominantly. I will take vengeance. Going back to the word revenge. Because the Lord not coming to talk. The Lord coming to avenge his people. For all the atrocities that have been done. All the abominables that are upon the face of the earth. The pride that Esau to the sky, thinking he can do what he wants and not be punished. What does scripture say? For thou shalt altogether go unpunished? Lord forbid. But thou shalt be punished. Right? Right? Thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance and I will not meet thee as a man. Because he came as a man. First he came as a man and he preached and he was humble. But now he come back as a power. Al Shadia as the scripture, as we call him. Demon like power. Right? He coming back as Al Shadia. Coming back as a God. He coming back powerful. He come back in his glory. Right? What is his glory? Let me see if I get out here real quick. What is his glory? So like, yeah. Scripture talk about his glory. This second is just 13 and verse 3. And I beheld, and lo, that man, which is Yahushai, waxed strong with the thousands of heaven, which is what? His glory. He come back glorified with the thousands of heaven. That is thousands of angels, right? Thousands of chariots full in the sky, coming through them clouds, bursting the sky into this realm, right? With the thousands of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things tremble that was seen under him. Yeah, it's scary. Just like the video we just watched, Superman did. That's not scary. You understand? If they think that's scary, just wait till Yahushua return. You understand? Coming back looking austere. Coming back looking like you're ready for war. As the scripture says, the Lord is a man of war. You understand? The Lord is a man of war. And who gonna talk to the Lord when he return? Who gonna say, you shouldn't have done this, or you shouldn't have done that? Right? That's a precept, I believe that is Wisdom of Solomon 12 chapter, and I'll bring that. But thinking about it, who shall tell him that? Who gonna talk to the Lord and say, what you doing? Esau gonna still try to fight. Because what the apostles said in the beginning of the video, they may try to fight, but the scripture said it. It said they were afraid, but does fight. They were afraid, but they still fight. They still say, right, let me get them a challenge. And I said the Lord loved that war. He's a man of war. So yeah, you run in, but you're just gonna run into field, right? All things tremble that was seen under him, right? And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth feeleth when it feeleth the fire, right? Yeah, and I will just bring Wisdom of Solomon here and I'll close. Just to prove the point. Who gonna talk to the Lord? Wisdom of Solomon chapter 12 and 12. Straight to the point. For who shall say, what hast thou done? Or who shall withstand thy judgment when Yahweh shall return? Who gonna be able to handle it? You feel you can handle it? Alright. Let's see. Or who shall accuse thee for the nations that perish? Who gonna say, why you kill Esau? Why you kill this one? Why you kill that one? Right? Whom thou made, or who shall come to stand against thee to be revenged for the unrighteous men? Yeah, who gonna and I always say that, I always say that in my videos, right? We have a deliverer. We have someone coming to deliver us. That is based on faith, right? We have faith to believe that we have a deliverer. Not everybody believe that. Think it's some kind of science fiction and the world is running on its own course and, you understand, craziness. But we have that faith that we're gonna be delivered, right? Firstly, and secondly, they don't have a deliverer. None of the other nations. Their gods are wood and stone. Because out of the 2 million gods that the Hindus have, none of them could come and revenge them. Out of the Muslims, every one of them, none of them could come and defend them. You understand? So that's what we have. Who gonna come and plead and say and revenge them? Who gonna do that? Must even read verse 13. For neither is there any God but thou that careth for all to whom thou mightest shew that thy judgment is not aright. Can I jump to verse 17. For when men will not believe that thou art of a full power, thou shewest thy strength. Yeah, they don't believe. Alright. That's what they're talking about. They don't want to believe, or they want to call him whatever they want to call him. Look at his strength now. And among them that know it, which is us, thou makest their boldness manifest. Yeah, we get more bold. We get more strong. Because we know. We always knew. Right? So Lord willing, this video is edifying through the spirit and power. Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. I want to say Kalalayam La Alahaya now. Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Hashem Kakodash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of great ministry that rule well. Salutation to the Akim, preaching the truth, the four corners of the earth in sincerity. Shalom.